Fortune magazine has held them as one of the top companies to work for the past 28 years. This brings the question, how has Gore and Associates been able to hold on to such a prestigious title? Thank you for coming. I'm James Sneed, and this is Madison Harper. And we're students just like you at St. Edward's University. We've done a lot of research on Gore and Associates. We're going to talk to you about their innovative management techniques. Now, our goal for this is so you can leave the classroom as prospective employers and employees yourselves with this operational idea in your mind and apply it out in the workforce. Now, we're going to do this by familiarizing you with the history of Gore, the management design itself, and the effects the management design has had on the company. Now with that, I'm going to hand it over to Madison, who's going to talk to you about the history of the company.
All right, thank you, James. As you noted, we're going to first run through the history of Gore & Associates. They originated in 1958 in the basement of Eve and Bill Gore, after Bill left his company at DuPont because he thought that he could research and develop better processes for a fluoropolymer called tetrafluoroethylene, or PTFE, which is what they use in the majority of their products. They started with it in 1958, and they've continued using it in today. 2 years after within the 2 years of first running the company, they had a contract with the state of Delaware for 7.5 miles of insulated cable, and that contract enabled them to expand their operations from the basement of their home into their first manufacturing plant. Within 4 years of opening the company, they were already moving internationally into London, and in the mid-1960s, they had their next innovation with Gore-Tex, which is a waterproof material that they use in a lot of different materials in clothing, and then they moved on to medical and pharmaceutical materials in the mid-1970s. They've had over 30 million devices implanted into people around the world that have helped save lives, and they have 9,500 employees in over 30 countries. It's a pretty extensive operation, and I'm going to pass it off to James to explain how they manage all this.
When you get hired by an employer, you apply and you get a title. Now sometimes you apply for that title. Now when you get a title there, it sets two things up for you. First, it sets your superiors, your inferiors, and your equals. After that, it says who are you in the company? What do you do there? Not with Gore. With Gore, you do receive a title, an associate, but that's the same title everybody there has, no matter what. Now with that, it says an interesting point of view. You're able to have everyone be your equal, everyone's your coworker. No one's above you, no one's below you. That allows free flow of information throughout the entire company. Now because you have no superior, no one's telling you go do this and finish this by this date, you choose what you want to work on. You decide, you know what, that's an interesting project, I want to go work on that because I believe that I can make a good contribution to that project. Now when you go there, you decide your team. Now you can build a team or you can join a team there. The team delegates amongst itself who does what, the assignments, who's responsible for this and that. Now from there, the team is very, very important. You can say no at any time. You can say, you know what, I don't want to be part of this team anymore. I'm going to go do something else. That's really frowned upon in the company, though. It's viewed like a sacred oath, is the best way to put it. You can break it, but it's not going to look very good. Now, as you adhere to this sacred oath, your peers start to give you credibility. They start to respect you, and that's crucial for moving up in this company. If your peers don't respect you, you're not going to go anywhere. That's because they are the ones who rank you. They say, you know, he's doing a good job. They elect you to be in the drawing almost for a promotion, for raises, benefits, anything. Now the way they do this is they ask a very, very simple question. Who is making the biggest contribution to Gore and Associates? Now this is left very open-ended, as Gary Bundle says, a business professor, so that the associates can decide for themselves, what does that mean? Is it who's the best at making money for the company? Who's the best leader who makes the best coffee? So they leave it open to interpretation, and from there, they send those up to their leaders. And say, hey, I want this, I think he's doing good, I think she's doing great. From there, the leaders can pass out benefits, they can pass out those promotions and distribute them as appropriate. Now because you elect your own coworkers, you elect your own peers, you elect your leaders and sponsors, you feel like a family. Now with family comes passion. You become passionate about your work. And per Gore, when you're passionate about your work, you become highly self-motivated. and Gore's right. I'll pass it off to Madison to show you the effects of the management style has had on Gore and Associates.
Right. Gore and Associates have been able to be effective with their management style because they've had collective collaboration towards innovation and company growth. They're constantly moving for the next best thing. They operate within 12 major product fields, so that aerospace, automotives, and they're just all over the place. They're basically whatever we go through in a daily life, like every product that we come in contact with, they either have been manufactured by Gore or in some way involve technology that Gore has created or developed. All their project teams consist of 200 or less people, so when they get to 200 people, they expand and they build a new plant. And this allows their company to stay specialized, they keep their workers happy because it's a collective collaboration towards each project. It's a group of experts that are specialized in their field, working towards everything that they do. Per Terry Kelly, their CEO, the reason that they've been able to be a $3 billion profit a year company is because of this management style. I'm going to pass it over to James to conclude our presentation.
Now, in conclusion, we ran you through the timeline of the company to show this guy started in his garage, quit his job on a whim, thought, oh, this is going to be real cool, started in the garage, and now he's global, $3 billion annually. From there, I discussed with you the management style, how they work. If you were hired, what would you go through? And after that, we just went over our last point, Madison here, over what the management style has done for them, how it's helped them. And again, they've been able to make so much money. They've done phenomenal. They're in all these different fields. They've saved lives with their products. With that said, I appreciate your time, and are there any questions?